Hola clase, hoy vamos a aprender qué es el subjuntivo. Hello class, today we're going to learn what is subjunctive. This is taken from English Grammar for Students of Spanish from Emily Spinelli. The subjunctive is a mood they use to express wish, hope, uncertainty, and other similar attitudes toward a fact or an idea. Since it stresses the subject's feelings about a fact or an idea, it's usually subjective about it. The word subjective is an adjective and it means existing in the mind, belonging to the thinking of the subject rather than to the object of thought, meaning opposed to objective. Ejemplos. I wish they were here. I wish, and the subjunctive is where. The teacher insisted that the homework be neat. That's the subject attitude, and be is the subjunctive. In English, the subjunctive verb is very difficult to recognize because it's spelled like other tenses of the verb. It's either the dictionary form of the simple past tense. For example, indicative, he reads a lot. And the subjunctive, the course requires that he read a lot. And read is a dictionary form, and that is subjunctive. I am in Detroit right now. That's a present indicative of to be. I wish I were in Paris. That's the subjunctive, and it's the same as the past tense. In English, the subjunctive form of a verb occurs in three kinds of sentences. The subjunctive form of the verb to be, where, is used in the if clause of contrary to fact statements. Por ejemplo, if I were in Europe now, I would go to Madrid. John will run faster if he were in shape. And those were is the subjunctive in English. The second possibility of a statement is expressing a wish. The same subjunctive form of where is used in statements of expressing a wish. I wish I were in Europe right now. I wish she were my teacher. And those were, both are the subjunctive in English. The third possibility, the subjunctive form of any verb is used following the expression to, that ask, urge, demand, request, or express necessity. She asked that I come to see her. It is necessary that you study a lot. See? And in this case, the subjunctive is the same as the dictionary form. Come and study. In Spanish, the subjunctive mood is used very frequently. Unfortunately, English usage will rarely help you decide where or how it is used in Spanish. It has many tenses. However, the subjunctive form that we will focus mostly this year will be the present subjunctive. As stated in our previous video, we will address the present subjunctive as subjuntivo or subjunctive, and every time we will refer subjuntivo or subjunctive, we will be speaking about present subjunctive. The next examples or categories that we're presenting in the next slides are an overview of what we will be learning during the year. We will focus during the year in each type of example or category. So this is just an overview. Here are examples of verbs and expressions that require that the verb that follows, that is the second verb, being subjunctive, providing that the first and the second verb do not have the same subject, meaning they cannot be the same person. Notice that the first verb of the expression remains in the present indicative. Again, the present indicative is the same present tense that you have learned in Spanish 1. A verbs of wishing and wanting. Quiero que ustedes estudien mucho. Quiero, querer, and that is present indicative. Please notice that follows que, which is a connector, and then your subjuntivo, estudien, estudiar. See? I want that you to study a lot. Word by word, I want that you study a lot. An expression of doubt or uncertainty. Dudo que Roberto llegue hoy. Dudo, dudar, to doubt, that is in present indicative. Connector que y llegue. That's the subject is Roberto. Llegar, to arrive, and that is the present subjunctive. Um, I doubt that Roberto will arrive today. I doubt that Roberto arrives today. When we have an impersonal expression, es plus adjective. Es posible plus de conector que plus the subjunctive. Compremos un coche nuevo. See? It is possible that we will buy a car. It is possible that we buy a new car. When there is a verb of advice or a command, te aconsejo, see, that's in present indicative, conector que, comas, that's your subjunctive, and comas is in tú, muchas verduras. I advise that you eat a lot of veggies. When there is an expression of emotion, siento que Julio está enfermo. Siento, yo, sentir, it's in the present indicative, there's a connector que, and Julio esté, subject el, start to be, and that is in present indicative. I am sorry that Julio is sick. Let's review the endings for the subjunctive according to the example seen and some other examples. See? Let's see what's a pattern. Observe the endings in bold and write or think about the pattern endings. Llegue, estudien, compremos. That's in AR, in ER, and IR are the same. Please notice that they're the same. Look, comas, beba, corran, comprendamos, viva, compartan, discutamos. See? So ER and IR are the same. Doesn't it feel like they kind of just swap the endings from present tense? Well, although I do not like to say this because it generally confuses persons, it might be easier for you if you understand it better that way. See? Let's see what are the real endings. Here are the endings for AR. Es, hemos, en. ER. A, as, amos, an. IR. As, amos, an. So, well, if you want to say that they swap the endings, you can say it, but please notice that the yo, el, ella form are the same. So please be aware that if you're going to say it is swapping the endings, you make sure that your yo is the same ending as the el, ella, usted form. So please practice changing these verbs in the subjunctive form. Por ejemplo, hable, hables, hable, hablemos, hablen. Let's do cantar, cocinar, beber, creer, vivir, y sufrir. Once you finish with them, please check your answers with word reference. Make sure that they are right. So you can use this note guide as a reference when you're writing during class time. Go to verb conjugators, Spanish conjugation, go to subjuntivo, go to the present of the subjuntivo, because it's the only tense that we are going to be doing right now. Are they irregular stems? Yes, there are some irregular stems, and to find them, it is really easy. Just follow these three simple steps. Conjugate the verb in the yo form of the present indicative, which is the same as the tense you have learned in Spanish 1. Let's take salir. Yo salgo. Then drop the O. Salg. Then add the subjunctive ending. Or, like some people say, swapping the endings knowing that the yo and el, ella, usted form are the same. Ejemplo, salga, salgas, salga, salgamos, y salgan. Okay, let's practice. Let's change these irregular stem verbs to the subjunctive form using the steps you have learned. I will walk the three first with you. Tener. Let's conjugate in the present indicative. Yo tengo. Let's drop the O. Teng. Let's add the opposite ending because tener, it's an ER verb. It has the A ending. See? Tenga, tengas, tenga, tengamos, tengan. Let's do conocer. Conocer. Yo conozco. See, that's the yo of the present indicative. Yo conozco. Drop the O. It's an ER verb. Let's add the A ending. Conozca, conozcas, conozca, conozcamos, conozcan. Let's do one more. Decir. Let's go to the yo of the present indicative. Yo digo. Drop the O, dig. Add the opposite ending. A. Diga, digas, diga, digamos, digan. Ok. Do oír, cerrar, pensar, sentarse, dormir, encontrar, volver, competir, seguir y servir. And make sure you check your answers. Go to wordreference.com, verb conjugator, Spanish conjugation, and make sure you're looking at the subjuntivo of the present. Present subjuntivo. ¿Vale? What happens to cargar sar? See, in the subjunctive, any verb that ends in cargar sar will use the endings and rules explained above for creating the present subjunctive, but to preserve the correct pronunciation of that letter, will undergo a spelling change in the letter that precedes the subjunctive ending. Therefore, car goes to QU to keep the hard C sound. Car goes to GU to preserve the hard G sound. And zar changes to C, see, when it's followed by an E. But beware, if some of those verbs, you do the test, you conjugate in the yo, and they have an irregular stem, they will keep its irregular stem plus do this change for cargar sar. Okay. Clase, let's practice. Buscar, que yo busque, busques, busque, busquemos y busquen. Now it's your turn for pescar, tocar, comunicar, llegar, pagar, entregar, almorzar, empezar y comenzar. And of course, after you're done, you need to check your answers with wordreference.com. You go to verb conjugators, Spanish conjugator, and then present subjunctive. And of course, Spanish wouldn't be Spanish if they are not irregulars. And these I call irregulars because you cannot make them from another tense. So, dar goes to de, des, de, demos, den. Estar goes to esté, estés, esté, estemos, estén. Ser goes to sea, seas, sea, seamos, sean. Haber goes to haya, hayas, haya, hayamos, hayan. Ir goes to vaya, vayas, vaya, vayamos, vayan. Saber goes to sepa, sepas, sepa, sepamos, y sepan. So make sure that your notes are correct and that you have filled in the blanks correctly. Make sure you have check your verbs in the conjugator, wordreference.com. Make sure that you understand the material and be ready for your flip mini quiz. Okay, thank you so much.